You're such an asshole.
It's like this, like coming around the corner, just. I'm like, I'm gonna make them, and there's like 3 new requests, and you guys paid. Almost had my freedom. I would like to remain anonymous. Awesome, thank you for letting me know up front. Hey Aaron, I've been following you on YouTube for 2 months, read your book, Poor Richard's Retirement, and enjoy the decline. Thank you very much for your purchase. I was a former pothead, and that resulted in me getting caught up with the law, resulting in me getting arrested in a felony charge. Well, you were dealing drugs then. I don't know how, what was it, too much possession? I guess it depends on the year and the state you're arrested. Luckily, the government offered me a rehab program so it can fall off after completions, as it was my first offense. During the time of rehab, I seriously reevaluated my life, and I was forced to work at low-paying and shitty jobs call center. Everybody works shitty jobs, and then when you think you're going to get a better job, you realize that too is a shitty job. Until you're 68 years old and you look back at all the jobs in your life and you say, hey, wait a minute, I think all jobs are shitty. So realize now, all jobs suck dick. All of them. Oh, except mine. It's pretty fucking sweet. But that's the thing of self-employment, so... self-employment is like the least shitty of all shitty jobs. However, during that time, I was on task. I got my payroll clerk and QuickBooks certification. Well, that's good. But I came to the hard truth that no one will hire me because of the lack of experience. So once I got off the program and got extra money to spend, there was a monthly fine and paid drug test. I rolled in local community college and decided to pursue an accounting degree. I'm now on my second semester. This is great. There you go. I'll tell you this. You got more... I'm not joking. You got more real-world experience dealing drugs. You know more about human psychology than the fucking sheep sitting in the cubes. My question. I'm currently taking online classes. My college offered an accelerated class where I take 3 8-week courses instead of the traditional 6-month semester. Then after that 3 8-week courses. Then after that 8-week course, I take another 3 8-week classes, resulting in me getting 18 credits in 1 semester. Should I slow down? My mom said I'm rushing it. I also had an interest for... Well, let's answer this question first. I don't know. You should know. Look, you'll know when you can't... Like, there was one time I cut 1 class from my schedule because I took like a class or a full load and an extra class when I was in college, and I also worked full-time. But my capacity for work was monstrous. I also worked very efficiently working a security guard job, which would allow me to study at the same time while working, and not to mention force me to study. So I know your mom is concerned, but give it a shot. But make sure that you can drop the classes if you can't pass them without getting a bad grade or something like that. All right? If you're not working, I don't see why you can't do that. But is there also a rush? I mean, what's 18 credits in 1 semester? If credits are still what they are back when I was going, yeah, you should be able to handle 8 because it was 12 full-time for me, and sometimes I take 18. Now, assuming that's still how they measure it nowadays, I think you should be able to handle it. And you are in your 2nd semester accounting degree. It's probably not the hard shit just yet. Give it a shot, yeah. Give it a shot. I would not be surprised if you could do it. And then see, you're like, whoa, dude, I can handle this. And then you get a better assessment of your work capacity and what kind of workload you can handle. And that'll allow you to maybe outbid some other people or, work an internship while going to school. So I don't think you should slow it down as long as you're doing okay. You get out, get a little bit of exercise, you got a little bit of a social life, but school should be the point of going to school. It's one thing I love about college kids. They go to college to party. And that's why most of them drop out. I also had an interest in computer science major. Is it wise to pursue both an accountant and a computer science degree? No, not both. What I would do is minor, if you could do this. So you major in accounting, and that's kind of what you wanted to do. But then minor in computer science and see if you like it. Take a class here or there. Maybe get your minor in it. And keep in mind, you're only in your 2nd semester. You got 3 years left to go. And remember, your first 2 years of college are all bullshit anyway. Because you got to take prereqs. You got to learn how you oppress women and how if you have a penis, you're evil. And how your ancestors oppressed somebody else's ancestors, and that's why you all should be burned at the stake. How Marxist, you gotta learn all that shit. You gotta tolerate that shit. So take both classes you can in both fields, and get a feel for whether or not. Or another thing you could do is just, honestly, go grab a programming book. Go online and take a tutorial on programming R or Python or C# or one of those current industry programs. See if you like programming. Some people like it because it can be very creative. You're like, oh wow, this is really neat. I really like this. Well, then maybe you think about getting a master's in computer science and then minoring in accounting. Because I'll tell you this, both are good degrees, but the computer science degree is a better one in the long run, I'd say. I think it's also more creative than accounting. Accounting is following rules. Computer science is figuring out shit and problem solving. We actually get to think a little bit. Not that you don't think when you're an accountant, but there's a little bit more creativity in computer science and computer programming. Also, you don't even have to go to college to become a computer programmer. If you find out college is not moving fast enough for you, you could go to boot camps, take programming boot camps, get skilled up and certified at those places. And then start applying for jobs. I mean, you probably still would want to get your computer science degree inevitably, but it's an option. But yeah, now's the time, while you're only a semester into it, now is the time to explore and try different classes. Find out now, assess quickly as you can whether you're going to like computer science or not. So take a couple classes in those, the introductory, maybe a programming course. I don't know what the classes are that they're offering. But take that and then kind of reevaluate your situation after another semester. Say, okay, what do I like more? Do I like accounting or like computer science more? And if you like computer science more, yeah, then switch your degrees. However, then I wouldn't be doing this 18 credits rushing, because accounting's not that hard. It's just boring. Computer science and computer programming is much more difficult, although some people have a knack for it. But that one you may want to back off. I know when I get the degree, I would still land in the position as I was with the payroll and QuickBooks certification. No position. No experience, so I plan to do an internship while in my junior years of college. Is this wise? Well, I don't know why can't you work as a bookkeeper? Let's assuming you're going to major in accounting. What's wrong with majoring as becoming a temporary bookkeeper? Yeah, you should intern, only if you're getting paid. Yeah, you should work. But don't think just because you don't have work experience you're not going to get hired. A lot of these, they know you're going to college. Ideally, you would get an internship and get some work experience. Maybe you're a bookkeeper somewhere. Maybe find some CPA. See if he's got some like crap work you can do, like fill in QuickBooks or do some filing or something that get you a little bit more hands-on. Not filing, but something a little bit more experience. So I do plan to do an internship while in my junior years of college. And by the time you're a junior, you'll know whether you want to be an accountant or major in accounting or major in computer science. I did an IQ test, 122, as a courtesy. Yeah, you're smart enough to do it all. However, because of money, I did them online. That's fine. You're still in the ballpark. As long as you did Queendom, and there's one of the main ones that's fake, and then the other two do have statistical validity. So if you did Queendom and you got a 122, you're around there somewhere. Did 5 different ones. Oh, you did 5 different ones and found the average number using math, obviously. Then you probably are around a 122. Background. For work, I have 2 part-time jobs. Oh, you're working. The first one is at a warehouse job, 5, and the second one, I'm a supervisor at a call center. I close all my social media accounts except YouTube, and I can't stand the stupidity of people. See if you can get rid of that warehouse job, become a security guard. I'm not joking. Some kind of shift, some kind of job where you can work at night and not be bothered, and you can work on your stuff. And you got to be upfront with them like that. Can I work on my homework? Does this have internet access? If they say no, say thank you. I'm not interested. I need a study job. You go online for college, so that probably won't work. The call center, you're a supervisor there. Well, that's not bad. I'd hold on to that, and I would include this in your work experience. You have work experience. It may not be accounting experience, but it shows you work. I close all my media accounts. People don't like how I'm honest to them about certain situations. Okay, here, let's stop. I can't stand the stupidity of people, and people don't like how I'm honest to them about certain situations. As a supervisor, you have to kind of be that. You have to be the badass, and you have to be honest with them. But to get things out of people, don't tell them the truth. All right? I'm not saying lie to them either, but you don't have to fit your opinion in things. You don't have to break people's balls. Just shut up and play nice in the playground, okay? And especially if you're going to go to a Big Four, right? You just shut up and play nice in the playground. That you'll see why later. But for now, even if Miss fucking Feminist comes walking in at Pete Marwick or something, man, I believe we're going to have diversity counseling. Women are great rah-rah training. Don't say, hey, shut the fuck up and get your CPA like everybody else. And if you spend half the energy you did bitching and whining about the wage gap, then maybe you close. I know you're right. I know you want to say it. No. Just smile like, oh, diversity training? Cool. I get paid to not think for another 2 hours. All right. I also decided to take time off from social media and girls that is time consuming for me. Nothing wrong with that, man. Focus on yourself. Nothing wrong with becoming a Tibetan monk. So I guess I am that loser who sits at home and watch anime, but I do occasionally go on my bike. Oh, you got a Ninja 300. All right. Runs with my manager at work. What, dude? You have the right to have a little bit of vice. You can watch anime. That's the least of your problem. But you ride a Ninja 300. Those things are great. They get great fuel efficiency. Got a lot of power for people if they're smaller. You run with your manager at work, you're doing just fine. So don't give up that call center job, the warehouse job I get rid of. Find a security job that you can work at night. Even if it's on weekends, if you get 2 8-hour shifts on the weekends, you can do so much of your fucking homework, teach yourself how to program, explore shit on the internet. I don't mean like anime. I mean like, hey, let me look at this tutorial on this programming language. Oh, let me learn about the accounting cycle and how they close out trial and balance ledgers. Let me tell you how many women I got talking about the accounting cycle. I live with my mom and sister, and I am black, so of course my dad ain't here. Well, at least you're not. Don't let your mom fucking pull this fucking, you gotta stay in the house, and don't you love your mother, and you gotta give me money. And she pulls any of that shit. Any of it. You gotta get a job, get the fuck out. Alright? I know your mom, I hate to accuse your mom not knowing her, but I've seen enough other black clients of mine where the mom's like going to kick him out if the boy moves or goes to the military because then she gets a lower housing allowance. I just see a lot of moms abusing their black sons, taking them for money, all right? So you keep focusing on what you're focusing here. Lastly, my sister wants me to take a job that PayPal offered me for PayPal, where she also works, because it's $1 an hour more than what I make on my call center job, but it's full-time. The reason I don't want to take it is because it's full-time. I want to do an internship once I have my associates so I can experience in my degree of choice. Also, I plan on joining the reserves by 2018, as it's only... Well, why wait till 2018 is coming up pretty soon? Okay, you got a plan. I agree with you on that. That's good. They'll pay you a lot of benefits and things, especially with the educators, 45 minutes a weekend. Good. PayPal, is it related to accounting? If it is, cool. But yeah, if it's full-time and you want to do your internship, you got a lot on your plate. You got a lot on your plate. And honestly, $1 an hour more isn't that much. It really isn't. I think you do yourself a lot more favors getting rid of the warehouse job and replacing it with a work-study job, something where you can work study while you work. That'll up your grades. It'll help you handle the larger class load you got. But yeah, and then the reserves, and then dude, you're in the reserves. You could say, oh, did they got like a clerical, logistics officer position? Okay, or they got some more computer science techie. It's just, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Please be brutally honest. I don't know if I'm being stubborn or stupid. No, you're being very open-minded. You're being very smart. Well, you live in that town. I don't want to tell anybody where you live, but I do visit that area frequently. So let me know if you're around when we go bang out a couple. You're in the perfect hiking area too, for God's sake. Oh, you live in a fucking dream. I'll email you later. We'll go hike when I come down. Yeah, because this is all good. This is all good. Anyway, I had some other things. As far as I want to graduate, become an accountant at one of the big four firms for a couple of years. Then once I got the experience, become self-employed accountant. Everyone I met has been living check to check, and I don't want to be like that. Yeah, you don't. All right, look. CPA and Big Four, very admirable. And it can lead to good money. You can then go, like my buddy Chad Elkins, he just opened up his own shop, good money. His old man used to run a CPA firm. You're not going to be unemployed. Then you do your weekend warrior stuff with not the National Guard, the reserves. And then maybe you're programming computer stuff on the side. But before you commit to that CPA route, let's use the next semester or two to figure out whether or not you like computer science more or accounting more. Because again, if you like computer science more, that's going to be a better paying gig. All right? CPA and the Big Four is good, but one, it's boring as hell. Two, the Big Four will fucking drain you. They work your ass off. And yeah, it's good experience, and yeah, it looks great on a resume, and then you can go consult for a lot of money, so there's a lot of money down the road. But I don't know anybody who liked it. I really don't. And then another buddy of mine, whose name shan't be mentioned, he was working for one of the Big Four, and they were doing that rah-rah diversity bullshit, which I guess in your case would help, but they were really pushing women. And the way you're talking, you sound more meritocratic in the pursuit of excellence, especially with your high IQ. I don't know if you could tolerate that with the smiley fake. You seem like you got too much interest and curiosity going on. You seem like you'd be a better entrepreneur or computer programmer, something creative. Somewhere it's more of a meritocracy than it, because you go into the Big Four, man. I know it's accounting, I know it's a CPA, I know that's a really good skill to have. And you could work anywhere else you want. But in that Big Four, you got to play by the politically correct corporate cocksucking rules. And it's just, maybe it would work well for you, but I'm saying there's going to be a drawback. You may not have the personality for it. But we're not even there yet. First thing, figure out computer science or accounting. Second thing, upon that, I would drop in the meantime, get rid of that warehouse job, security guard job, something you could sit and study to help bolster your education and your grades and the ability for you to graduate quickly. Don't worry about the PayPal job. Stick with the job where you got that instructor, that manager you go running with, and your call center supervisor. That sounds great. And then, you junior year, worry about getting an internship, whether it's in IT or whether it's in accounting. So yeah, I think you're going to do all right. And remember, if any time you buy off more than you can chew, there is no rush. No rush. You can always scale back on your education or hours. Watch my video. Don't try until you're 35, all right? There's no rush. So whether you graduate at 22 or 23, you're employed. They aren't going to care. Don't know, oh my God, I graduated at 23. No, they're not going to care, all right? So that's it. All right, hope that helped out. You guys got questions. The old captain's got answers at assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you kids later. Toodles.